Come on in and grab a drink. Talk about anything. Grab a cigar, just sit right down, all family here. Let's go! Welcome to the show. Drinks and Days. Drinks and Days. Welcome to the show.
Guys, make absolutely sure that you post in the comments that you are here, and welcome to Drinks and Dates in our third annual commercial reviews.
Who's been around, dude? Hello? There we go.
Yeah, I had to hit the right button. We apologize. We're about a couple. Well, we're only about. I don't know how I did that. We're only a minute off. That was pretty good. So, how you doing, Dave?
I'm grand.
Grand. Ooh. Huh. And what makes you grand?
I don't know. I'm here with you, the Barfly, the cigar. What could be better than that?
Life is better. And so what are you smoking tonight?
I'm smoking a Fat Bottom Betty, Dave.
Ah,
okay. You know, and I know you said that these are too sweet for you. I've just learned the trick to make them less sweet. Because before this, if you have a factory smoke sweet, boy, then this is not. I had 4 of those dumb things left, so I was like, I'll use one up. And it's sad when you like have to force yourself to get rid of cigars, but now I'm down to 3.
Well, and the thing is, you might as well, if you're going to do that, you might as well just take a sugar cube and shove it in your face. So let's say hi to everybody real quick. So we want to say hi to Rich and John and, well, me and you, Rich, Tigger Lily, Steve, Dad, and P-Beat, and of course, Eric, Wonko the Sane, and Linda is wrap everything up. And we're waiting for Pantea. She's probably on her way home.
What was that? That kids show where they look through the
Romper Room.
Romper Room?
Yeah, okay. Here. Well, it's a pair of scissors. I see. Anyhow, so I am smoking a Metropolitan Host Maduro. So kind of the opposite end of the spectrum from where you're at.
Solid. Yeah.
How about what are you drinking?
I am drinking. My wife went to London for work a little while ago, and she brought me back Lafroig 4 Oak.
Ooh.
Which, oddly enough, is a creamy taste that comes from the maturation of 4 different casks. A smooth, inviting Lafroig, as you know Lafroig is.
Well, is it smoky at all?
I'm sure it is. It's nothing. It's probably the least smoky of all the Lafroigs I've tried.
Yeah. Oh, it's the smokiest or the smoothest?
Smoothest.
Really?
Smoky.
Even more than the sherry, the Cardias?
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty good. So I'm drinking something very special. This was given to me as a gift. A pair of these was given to me a gift by you for Christmas. And since I'm wearing my astronaut watch today, I am drinking a beer. Yes, I'm drinking alcohol tonight out of a NASA astronaut glass.
Right on.
Really cool. And it is a Michelob Ultra Amber because, of course, I'm carb smart.
What makes it ultra?
I have no idea. It sounds good.
Ultra. Is that like
this is a hater. This is a hater about the Scotch. But again, I will ask this question, and
it has smoke and Band-Aids. Nobody ever says that's kitty litter.
Well, see, that's my point. And so I would ask my wife, and if you see this screen go off, you'll know that she killed me. How do you know what kitty litter tastes like? How do you know what kitty litter tastes like?
You can imagine it tastes like it smells, maybe.
But it doesn't smell like kitty litter. It smells like smoke.
Kitty litter is clay, right?
I don't know.
Okay.
And then, of course, P-Beat.
Falling out. Yeah.
Rare 18 Scotch. Good for you. Good for you.
So you, sir, well, you said you watched part of the game, but you watched the bad half.
No, I mean, Seattle won. That's all I cared about because, being a Pittsburgh Steeler fan, we could not allow. Hello, Pantea. We could not allow New England to beat the record that the Steelers have. as far as rings. We can't give them any more rings. So
You know,
I was rooting for Seattle the whole way, and quite frankly, Seattle spanked them. They really did.
But oddly enough, I could care less who won the game. But I did mention during the first half, I was like, okay, this is impressive. These guys are making some plays and show why they're in the Super Bowl. Both
Now,
teams.
your lovely wife is saying boo Seattle. She was for the
She
New
doesn't like
England.
Seattle. You know, they got a reputation of almost like Oakland, of being a little bit mean in the past, a little rough, and she did not appreciate that.
Mm.
So that.
But your parents are up in that neck of the woods, right?
Well, it's a different state. It doesn't matter.
Well, yeah, but it was good, and it was actually in San Francisco, correct?
Well, according to the TV, it was an hour south of San Francisco.
Mm.
Yeah. They moved down to basically San Jose, but yeah. I mean, San Jose is a whole bunch of nothing, so they still show the Golden Gate Bridge.
So that stadium is not there, but the baseball stadium's still there, right? Giant Stadium.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right downtown. Yeah.
And your wife gets to look at Giant Stadium from her lofty building. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I really didn't care. It was all about the commercials more than anything else.
Yeah.
And
well, then, you know, you can root for whoever, but you do have to admit, boy, that defensive line of Seattle, that was something else to watch. They were just dominant.
Well, like your dad said, Seattle's defense put on a clinic, and they really did. I was surprised. I thought the game was going to be a lot closer than it was. And I was hoping Seattle was going to win, but you put the Patriots in the Super Bowl and something happens to them. But I was glad for the outcome. But more importantly, baseball's coming. That's all that matters.
Wait, what? You skipped right over curling.
I didn't get a chance to see it. I fell asleep. It was the first event that was on. I guess I can tape it and go back. But did you watch it?
It's been on like 3 different days. I watched.
Oh, okay.
You know, and so I'm almost as embarrassed to say that it gets a little boring, Dave. I'll tune it on and go, oh, look, curling. And after about, they switch ends like one time and you're like,
I'm done.
Okay. It's like kind of watching billiards or golf.
Well, see, I like watching both of those.
Yeah.
So,
But
no, the downhill,
silver medal in curling.
the downhill was exciting.
Yeah.
We got the gold in that, and too bad for what's her face. She's not
Lindsey
doing
Vonn.
well. Yeah, and then of course we got the gold in the men's figure skating, and we got the gold in the, and I like watching it. I mean, it's kind of neat to see somebody jump up and twirl around 4 times and not break their ankle. Because I can tell you, if that would have been me, there would have been a whole bunch of broken bones and stuff like that.
Well, just the downhill. You watch these guys doing it, and some of them are in their late 30s, and you're just like, just the fact that their knees don't explode when they're doing that stuff.
Well, and now the new technology, they had that drone flying right behind him, and you could hear that drone. That thing was awesome.
So I say that's pissing me off.
Why?
Because you're watching that, and on luge they had it.
Oh, really? I didn't see that. Well, the thing is, the reason why it's so loud is because it has to keep up those speeds.
Right.
Because normally drones do about 25 to 30 miles an hour, and they're very quiet. But no, because it was blowing me away. I was like, what is that sound? And then I realized.
So they have the drone on the luge too. There's like a Y where they take off, and the drone flies in from right next to them.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Them for a few turns, yeah.
I'll have to watch that. Yeah.
So there's a whole new career. I know that there's already careers of drone pilots for commercials and stuff like that, but now
I'm actually taking my Part 107 commercial drone license exam. I got to study for it first. But yeah, because there's $200 an hour. $200 an hour. So you get a real estate agent that says, "Hey, I need you to do this." You charge them 2 hours, and you go fly your drone. So yeah, there's
so what? Do just external video?
Yeah, external video of the house, and stuff like that. But there's other stuff too, because I've been noticing every time I watch a commercial or a TV, there's drone footage everywhere. And somebody was
That's
doing
true.
that.
It's way quicker than setting up the track for the camera and all that, I assume.
Right.
And,
Yes. Next show, Dave and I are going to be doing pirouettes. We just haven't decided on the color.
I need to get a chair that spins, is what it is.
Exactly. Well, yeah, he didn't say how we needed to do the pirouette. So
I'll tell you the other thing, and it's crazy because obviously you wouldn't watch most of this stuff. Now, downhill skiing, I'd watch from time to time if you just happen to come across it. Most of these other sports, I'm not going to turn on, especially like cross-country skiing. That looks like no fun for anybody when they're going uphill. And it's like you're walking in sand, where you put your foot and you push back and you only make it an inch.
Yeah, no. What's that other winter where they have to ski, they have to shoot?
The biathlon.
Yeah. Yeah. Can you imagine doing like 20 miles of cross country skiing and then you got to shoot? No. I think they ought to bring in mushing. That would be a fun sport to watch. Well, I mean, granted, I'm biased because of the Huskies, but that would be fun. That would be.
Huh. Yeah, why isn't that an Olympic sport?
I don't know. But we like watching the figure skating, and I love watching the speed skating. That I do like. Speed skating is cool.
Yeah, that'll get better because they've just had the longer races, right? And it's the shorter one where they really rock and roll, right?
Well, that's true. That's a good point, what PB is saying. Did you guys watch other sports? Because we only had 3 channels. I remember that. NBC, ABC, and CBS. And Jim McKay promised the agony of defeat. Yeah, because in the worldwide of sports, that final clip of when that guy goes bonking off the ski jump. Now, I don't know when this. Now, I will. That's another one. I will watch the ski jump. I think that is just cool. But I don't know when that is.
They've had it. You got it. What are you doing?
I don't.
You got to get home and they turn it on. And you know what's weird is that it's being, what is it? It's NBC and Peacock and USA Network have been showing Olympics, and which is good because when football took up half the day, you could switch over to Peacock and watch Olympics. Right. But sometimes you turn them on and they're just showing the same thing on all 3 channels. It used to be that you could pick from different games on each channel, but now it's. But yeah, I think PB's right because also the Baja, is it Baja 1000 or?
Well, the one that just happened was the Dakar Rally. That's been fun to watch.
So I didn't, but as a kid, there was the Baja race. I remember watching, but I think it's not because it was only on. Yeah, maybe that's the point he was making, is that I haven't seen off-road racing in forever. I would watch that, but you have to know it's on. And when you got 300 channels,
I don't know which cable you have, but channel, at least on DirecTV, channel 214 is the Racer Network, and it's all racing, Formula One, NASCAR, off-road, rally racing. That's all it is. And so I watch that quite often.
Yeah.
So
well, and if maybe PB wasn't on the show, but you remember I found our TV has channels itself that come with the TV, and they had bass fishing. What else? The darts. What the hell else did we watch about half an hour of bass fishing. Well,
I think we've mentioned it before. We're about to cut cable, and we found this thing called VC, V-SEE, and it's a box that you buy one time. It's like $250. You plug it into your HDMI, and you get all the channels, everything local, and it's legal. It's legal.
I was gonna say that sounds suspicious. Or
no, it's if you go on the website vc.com, it's legal. Yeah. Yep. So we're gonna do that.
You can watch like USA Network and A&E Network and all that stuff for free.
Yep. Because we had also looked at YouTube TV, but the problem is, depending on your zip code, you can't get local, because we want local channels, obviously.
Yeah.
So.
Well, there's not much that happens in Arizona. I mean, you don't need to know the weather.
Oh, really? Really? There's like the biggest story on the planet right now. It's happening like 3 miles away from my house.
Yeah.
They released some new video today of somebody who was messing with the doorbell camera, And the bad thing, he had a mask on, but you can see the mustache, and you can see a bulge here to look like he has a beard. Interestingly enough, the brother-in-law has a big beard, so it'll be interesting to see what happens. And I guess the brother or the son-in-law is in a band, and the guy that's in a bandmate has a mustache that looks very, very similar. So we'll see what happens.
Oh, why did it take so long for them to get ring footage from the house?
I don't know.
That sucks.
And anyways, but see, like what PB's saying, they used to cover surfing. Well, now there's a surf channel. So there's a channel for almost every single sport now. So you have to know where to find it and stuff like that.
True.
So, well, shall we get going? We've got a lot to cover in not a lot of time.
Okay.
So first off, welcome everybody to the third annual Dave's Rate the Super Bowl commercials. Now, I have to ask you, Dave, are we rating them 1 to 5? Is that what we're doing, or how are we doing?
Oh, I just thought we would say this one's awesome or this one sucks.
Okay, that's even easier. Sure. So do you want to go ahead?
We're not awesome.
Right. Do you want to do it by quarter then?
Yeah, I wrote them
if I miss one,
as I watched them.
Okay.
But I'm realizing I was like, as I always do, I just wrote a few words thinking, oh, I'll remember what it was because of this. No.
Okay. So, and then what we'll do is we'll go through all the commercials, and some I saw, some you didn't see, some whatever. And then we'll go over and we'll give the top one that we think is the best between us. Then we'll go over the one that was the most disturbing, which I think after showing you that one, that's probably going to be that one. But we'll go through these. So first quarter, the first one that they're showing was the Skechers commercial. And also Barflies, throw your comments in as to what you think. Do you agree with this? Do you think we're full of crap? So the first one was Skechers. Sofia Vergara kicks off the big game. Now, that commercial had been on prior to the Super Bowl also. And apparently Skechers has these new slip-in shoes, and she got upset, and she started kicking her shoes and hitting the pool boy and everything else. Now, I must preface it by saying it had Sofia Vergara in it. How bad could it be?
You're the target audience for Skechers, apparently.
What did you think of
I didn't. That's what I was saying is I wonder if some of these were different because I did not see that. Our first commercial was somebody singing Halfway There by Bon Jovi, but they had a terrible voice. So I gave it minus.
But what was the commercial about?
State Farm.
Oh yeah. See, I didn't see that one. I didn't see that one at all.
They rewrote the Bon Jovi song to be about.
Okay. Yeah. Well, to me, it's an insurance commercial, so I'm a little jaded on that. So I would probably give it a 2.
All right. What was after that?
Okay, after that one was Ramp, and I don't remember seeing this one. It's called Multiply What's Possible. Do you remember that one? I think it was a website thing. I don't remember seeing that one.
This is interesting. Okay, keep going a couple more, and then I'll tell you.
Okay, so the next one gets my vote of being the most disturbing of all the commercials and that was Manscaped, and it was called The Hair Ballad. Now, for those people that did not see that, is you had guys shaving their chest, you had guys shaving their armpits, you had guys shaving the nether regions, you had guys shaving the reverse canyon style of their nether regions, and all these tufts of hair would land on the ground. They would get googly eyes, and they would start singing.
Yeah.
And then the final one is he's singing as somebody flushed the hair down the toilet. That was disturbing to me. I don't know if you saw it just a few minutes ago. And I
saw. Yeah. So this is what I'm curious because I started as soon as right after the first play. So I didn't write that one down or watch it. So you have me watch it. It was awful, awful, awful with a hilarious ending where the guy scooped it up and flushed the guy.
Yes. Yeah. But it is.
It's almost like a horror movie, right?
Yes. Because now the fact that if you have dogs or you have anything around your house that sheds, if you see dust bunnies or you see some hair in the corner, you're afraid that they're going to break out in some type of song. And that's disturbing to me.
Yeah. See, Pantea's saying when was that aired? She didn't remember that one either. So I wonder.
Pantea, if you get a chance, go ahead and just go ahead. No, she needs to go through this. She needs to see it. Type in Manscaped Super Bowl commercial, and then you will wash your eyes out with soap. It was horrible. Then the other one was Instacart. It was called Bananas. And that was the one where it was kind of a retro disco thing. And he kept Ben Stiller kept climbing up further places and doing backflips. I didn't get much on that one.
Yeah, I gave it minus points again for bad singing and stupidity.
Right. The next one I have on the list was Against All Odds. I guess it was an Oakley commercial. Or no, the Oakley commercial was Athletic Intelligence is here. Boring. It didn't do nothing for me. Then there was the Squarespace one with Emma Stone. That one was like a horror movie.
I wonder if these are in the right order or something, because there was a Star Wars commercial.
Yeah, I didn't see that one, so explain that one.
And I don't remember. It was for some new Star Wars thing. It had the Mandalorian and Baby Yoda, but they had the old, the snow creatures.
The Tauntauns. Yeah. That's the new Mandalorian. And I guess I saw part of it where, what's his name? The Mandalorian he handed over the reins to Grogu, and Grogu was kind of cruising through the snow. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was kind of boring, except I like seeing those creatures again, because that's like we're back from the originals.
Right. Right.
So that was good. Yeah.
So the Squarespace one, you didn't see that. It was black and white. It was very film noir, and it was Emma Stone freaking out about her Squarespace didn't work. It did. Yeah. No, it did nothing.
This is weird. I'm wondering why. Oh, here we go. So that I have that. Maybe yours list is not in order of broadcast, because I have that down halfway through the second page.
No, this one just said the list that I got just said first quarter, second quarter.
Yeah, so Emma Stone was typing in usernames or website names, and they kept not working. And so she'd throw her computer down and all that stuff. I thought it was cute. It wasn't super memorable.
Yeah, but she was freaking out over something. It's like, dude, you're just freaking out over web stuff. No, it just didn't do it.
There you go.
So overall, there was some good ones, which we'll get to. But overall, I think it was kind of a lame Super Bowl for commercials. And even Pente agrees that was annoying. Yeah. And actually that one wasn't as annoying as I think the Ben Stiller one, when he kept climbing up taller and taller and doing a backflip, and then he got hurt. I thought that was just stupid. Okay, so if we go, here's another one. TurboTax, The Expert. I don't remember that one at all. Do you?
Okay. Let me tell you. No.
Then there was the Rocket Mortgage one with Adrian Brody, where he wanted to cry. He goes, "Do we cry now? Do we cry now?"
Oh,
that was stupid.
You wanted drama and
yeah. Now I do have this one listed. Won't You Be My Neighbor, Lady Gaga. Is that right? Was that the State Farm one? Okay, I did not see that one, but that could be the one you're talking about, right?
No.
No. The Won't You Be My Neighbor was the
different insurance.
No, wasn't it the show? Oh God, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. It was a take on that.
Yeah, she's saying. Yeah.
I didn't see that one.
All over the place. It was so what I thought was weird is it was a quiet song. It was a good song, but this is football, and so it was not the right setting for a quiet, version of a song.
Now, Rich is saying it was pretty. Oh, okay. Pantea said Redfin Rocket Mortgage, and Major Rich said that was pretty touching.
And the end message was, the world needs a good neighbor right now, or something.
Oh, okay. Now we're coming up on one that Eric said, I didn't the entirety of the Super Bowl. I was watching episodes of Star Trek, the original series. It was a better use of his time. But there is a commercial I hope you saw, and that's coming up here. Now the Backstreet Boys with Machine Gun Kelly. I saw that was when they were in the car, right?
No, they were singing. Well, okay, let me find it. That was for T-Mobile.
Okay.
The Backstreet Boys. I gave that plus points because we'd seen a couple commercials where you had people that couldn't singing, and they could actually sing.
Oh, okay. All right.
And I don't remember. It had a funny ending.
Okay. Now, see, the next one I think is in the top 5. I won't say it's the best one, but I think it's in the top 5. And that was William Shatner, talking about Kellogg's Raisin Bran. That
Well,
one was
that one I
hilarious.
didn't write down.
You'll have to watch it, because basically anytime he walked in the room, somebody would make it was definitely toilet humor, but it would say he was talking about how regular he was with Kellogg's Raisin Bran, and they would say, William Shatner shat in here, or he shat in there, or he shat in there. It was funny. It was funny.
So
The
you know
shat,
what's
yes.
weird? You know, I was watching some of these commercials, knowing what they pay right for airtime, and this is like prime, like you got this captive audience, and some of these were just terrible. And you're like, somebody sat in a boardroom thinking this is worth it. This is going to grab people, and how in the world could they think that?
Well, they're no longer employed.
But you listen to musicians and their number one hits and stuff like that. They're like, we didn't even think that was going to make it. You know, that trying to predict this stuff.
Well, and that's just it. And those people that came up with the really bad commercials probably don't have jobs anymore. And Bon Jovi is sitting back collecting checks on some of these. So that's the one thing. Okay, so the next one I did not like, because I'm not a big fan of Andy Cohen, but it was the Nerds commercial. That was just stupid.
And see, that's one of the ones I was watching going, okay, this is just a Nerds commercial. Why are they paying big money? This is nothing special.
Yeah. Now, see, I didn't see the Wonka one. Did you?
No, she's talking to Wonko the same, Eric.
Oh, Wonko. Oh, okay.
Park one.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's what we're getting to now. The one that I did like was the one with Parker Posey and Matthew McConaughey about Uber Eats, because it was like 4 different commercials, and then Bradley Cooper was in it, and McConaughey was trashing Cooper, because Cooper was all pissed off because the Super Bowl commercials are just about food now. It's not about the sport. And of course, McConaughey was like, well, of course it is. That's what it needs to be. And then when he called Parker Posey, he goes, well, you got to understand, PP. It's got to work this way. Just the epitome of cool. And I thought that those were actually decent Uber Eats commercials. Those weren't bad. So that one wasn't good. What'd you think? Did you see that one?
Yeah, and that was better. They showed short versions of that commercial for the week leading up to this, which were irritating.
Right.
The final version, the longer one, yeah, that was good. That was fun.
The one with Guy Fieri was disturbing to me, about Bosch, when he changed his total look, where he looked like a 50s dad.
Yeah, but the end where the dog had the haircut, that made the commercial.
Well, and I gotta say, and Rich, I apologize, but every time I saw Guy Fieri with his shaved and everything else, I thought of you. I don't know why. It just happened that way.
So that's one thing, is like some of these commercials were great all the way through. Some, like that one or that hair one.
Yeah.
Where it's just kind of like, okay. And then you got 2 seconds of just like, that made it. Is that a great commercial?
No.
Because you're going to.
That's like the one about the Oikos yogurt that took place in San Francisco. Derrick Henry was sitting there, and so was Catherine Hahn, and the streetcar got stopped. And so she goes, hold my Oikos. And she gets out and pushes the trolley over the top of the hill, and then does this, yogurt. It was okay, but no. It wasn't that good.
I don't remember that.
Okay, so let's go into the third quarter. Now, this one I don't remember. It's Svedka, Shake Your Bots Off. I don't know what that was about. I don't remember that one.
Oh, I do remember, because, let me see if I can find it, because through the whole thing, we were like, what the hell is this an ad for?
Apparently it was for Svedka, whatever that is.
Until it's a vodka.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. So this one was 2 robots that were at some party or something, and the robots were dancing, and it wasn't very good graphics. And so you're like, okay, this is kind of dumb. This is bad graphics. But then at the end, one of the robots drinks it, and of course he's a robot, so it just comes pouring out his neck, and then his head blows up or shorts out or whatever because it's liquid. That was so same thing as like dumb. Okay, that's funny. So
okay. Now, I did like the Pringles commercial, Pringle Leo with Sabrina Carpenter. That was cute. That was
Yes,
cute.
because when the dude was in the car and his face was falling off.
And that I like. That I like.
That was a
Now,
good.
another one that I think could go into the top 5 was the one with Melissa McCarthy with Elf Cosmetics. That one was pretty good. She
I
looks
didn't see
great,
that
by the
one.
way. She's lost all of her weight.
Huh.
She's beautiful. Yeah, she looks great. Now,
Elf Cosmetics.
I will say this in advance, even though the Manscaped is down on the low end, the Feast with George Clooney was horrible.
That was what the hell?
That was terrible.
What's George doing? He ain't broke.
Terrible. Yeah, no, that was terrible. And the other one I didn't like was the Ritz commercial with who was in it? What's her name?
Yeah, when they were in the sand and
Yeah, I didn't like that. Scarlett Johansson and John Hamm. Again, John Hamm. These guys are millionaires. Scarlett Johansson, millionaires. Why would you do that?
well, I guess maybe that's why they're millionaires. But it's like, especially that the first one you mentioned, it's like they put all their money, I guess, into the star, and they're like, well, that's gonna carry it. That's all we need.
Yeah, that was terrible. I don't remember this one. It was called Rippling, the Mastermind with Tim Robinson. Did you see that one? I don't remember that one.
The Mastermind.
Mm-hmm.
No.
And then there was a Volkswagen commercial called The Great Invitation. I don't remember that one.
I remember there's the VW one that was boring.
Okay. So let's go on. The Hellman's mayonnaise commercial. I don't remember that one, but apparently there was a big star in it.
Yeah.
Now, one that we've already talked about that you disagree with was the Cadillac Formula One commercial.
Yes.
I thought that was awesome, only because Cadillac is getting back into Formula One, which I'm excited about. An American Formula One team.
So then
Besides,
that's the very inside sports ones, right? If
Yes.
you knew a history and all that stuff, I just thought it wasn't that exciting because they didn't make Formula One look all that exciting. Normally, you know, it's the car going across, like, right? But it didn't do that. It took off away from it.
Well, I think they wanted to, because it's Cadillac, they wanted to make it look classy. I'm just excited for that. So the commercial, the actual components of the commercial probably wasn't that great, but it's teal and it's silver, and I liked it. And your dad liked it too. So neener on you. Okay, so now we're getting into the meats and potatoes. Okay. The Jurassic Park Xfinity commercial is in the top 2, in my opinion.
Talk about, bringing back the stars, and how that's got to cost $1 gajillion to make.
Well, what I loved about it is how they de-aged Jeff Goldblum and Sam Neill in that beginning part, and then you had what's his name telling Mr. Hammond, I can't reboot anything, and then you got the Xfinity guy saying, well, maybe you should have plugged this in.
It was awesome.
And then Laura Dern, in that one, because I love Jurassic Park, and when she had the headphone on and she turned the lights on, that was where the Velociraptor would have been. And then her running with the dinosaurs. And the only part I didn't like of the commercial where they took that one scene and said, how did you do all this? And of course, the Xfinity guy shows up and says, well, just here. But I did like Jeff Goldblum because of who he is when he came up and he goes, hey, that's a lot of shrimp. And they did that whole thing. I thought it was good.
So, yeah. You said de-age. I'm curious if they actually had any of them there. They talk about making, AI actors. I bet it was all that, huh?
Well, it could have been because they could have paid less because of it. But I think they did. The only AI glitch that I saw was when they were sitting out watching the Brontosauruses walk, and he looks at Laura Dern, or he kind of looks off and he says, how did you do that? His eyes were wonky. You could tell that it was a cartoon, because I watched that pretty close. So your dad just says the Hellman's one was a takeoff on Sweet Carolina's. Oh, wait a minute. That's the one where the guy was Neil Diamond, right? Stephen, tell me if I'm wrong, but he was singing in that bar area and he was talking about sandwiches. Okay. I remember that one now. It was okay. It wasn't exciting, but it was okay. But, so there's that one. Skittles. Skittles one disturbed me seeing Elijah Wood dressed up as some type of hairy orange ape talking about Skittles, I did not like that one. I did not like that one at all.
Oh.
That one wasn't good. So now the next one, again, in the top 5, definitely, was the Ben Affleck, Jennifer Aniston, Jason Alexander, Matt LeBlanc, Dunkin' Donuts commercial. That was fantastic. I thought it was really good.
See,
and they did the same thing. They de-aged.
Big names, you let them do what they do. You bring back past references of the people that are watching this thing.
Mm-hmm. Well, and the thing is, what I didn't like about, or what I liked about it, is people don't realize that Ben Affleck's voice, when he's in other movies and stuff, he's actually trying to make himself sound without an accent. But that accent when he's, hey, how you doing? That's him in real life. Because I've seen interviews with him, and he's got a real thick Southie Boston accent.
Changed in the last 5 years. It's like all of a sudden, boom, he went from his boyish good looks to middle-aged guy.
Well, alcohol and multiple divorces will do that to you.
Is that okay?
Well, he divorced Jennifer Aniston, or not Jennifer Aniston, Jennifer Garner. Big mistake, big. And then, come on. I mean, Jennifer, really? So anyhow, that was a great commercial, though. I like that one. And so that one belongs in the top 5. The Healthier on Roe, good for Serena Williams. I don't care about GLP-1.
There were 2 of those types of commercials.
Mm-hmm.
There's that one, and then there's one about the ability to take a pill for it. And
Wegovy.
it was amusing because it was like, can I take a pill to do this? Can I take it? But I kept thinking, you got these parties where people are eating wings and pizza and dip and all this stuff. Is this really where you're going to be like advertising this kind of stuff?
Well, think about it. After it, they go to their doctor the next week. They get their A1C checked, and the doctor goes, "Holy crap, what did you eat?" And boom, they get Wegovy. Because I know the one with Serena Williams was just her talking about how much weight she's lost, but the one you're talking about is the one on Wegovy that had DJ Khaled, Anna Gassner, Keenan Thompson, and Danny Trejo. That was funny. It
was a good commercial. I just thought, it seemed like an odd choice to advertise that during the season.
Right, I agree. Another one that I think it belongs in the top 5 was Chris Hemsworth about how he thinks Alexa is scary good. That was a good one.
The beginning to end. Okay, so this answers the question of, does the last 2 seconds being great make it a top commercial?
Well, what was funny is Chris Hemsworth, you could tell he was making nods towards Thor when he said, I know how this stuff works. And I just thought it was great.
Yeah, but it was just, and I guess that's where it is tough to predict, right? Because it was funny from beginning to end, but it was just 2 people just standing around in a kitchen, right? It's simple idea.
Now, the other one that I did not see, and maybe you did, Ludacris did Frank's Red Hot sauce, which I like the sauce, but I don't remember the commercial. Do you? No. If anybody in the bar remembers that commercial, tell us about it. And then there was the Bud Light commercial with Peyton Manning and Post Malone. I did not see that one either. They were apparently driving in a car, and Post Malone was worried that they were going to get pulled over or something. I don't remember that one at all. It was called American Icons. Another beer one that I did not see was the Michelob Ultra. It's called the Ultra Instructor, and it had big names. It had Kurt Russell, Lewis Pullman, Chloe Kim, TJ Oshie. I don't remember that one. Do you? I don't remember that one at all.
Is that the one?
Yes, they were going to a wedding, Rich. Yes.
And they fell down a hill.
That was the Post Malone one, right?
Yeah.
But
Post Malone, Peyton Manning at a wedding cocktail hour when a keg of Bud Light rolls down a hill and the entire wedding party follows. Because nothing says till death do us part like a tall glass of foam.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I don't remember seeing that one. The other one, like I said, was the one with, I would have loved to have seen the one with Kurt Russell. I would have loved to have seen that one because I'm a big Kurt Russell fan. So if, again, anybody in the Barflies that saw that one and remembers it, let us know what it is. Then there was the Fanatics that had Kendall Jenner. That to me was boring. Wix, again, that website was boring. The Salesforce thing with Mr. Beast, the YouTube guy. No.
Yeah, I don't. get that. Other than Mr. Beast is a super popular now.
Yeah, on YouTube.
So I'm just okay. So us saying that we didn't like that commercial, but I am curious because he was saying $1 million, clues behind me, all this stuff. So now I'm curious what the outcome of that was.
Yeah,
so
I don't know.
Be searching up. Did somebody win the $1 million from?
Well, he was one of the first YouTube millionaires.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's probably got part to do with it. Then the other one was Yes Bueno. It was about Kinder Bueno, the candy bar.
Yeah, that was boring.
That I thought was boring. Then there's Poppy, you know, the soda.
Yeah.
That one I didn't. I mean, although Charlize Theron was in it, so that makes that sells it for me, you know. The Toyota commercial, the superhero belt, I don't remember that one.
Oh, the Toyota. See, that was the third one after the first play.
Okay.
There's a kid driving around in a small car.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. Is that the one where it's kind of tugs at the heartstrings a little bit?
Supposed to.
Okay, maybe that was the one. Another one that's in the top 10 at least is the Pepsi commercial with the polar bear. I thought that was genius.
Really?
Well, here's why.
Good
The polar bear is Coca-Cola.
Yes.
We see it at Christmas. We see that. And then you have the polar bear coming in and doing a taste test. He picks Pepsi. And the next thing you know, he's on a couch with a psychiatrist. I thought that was the marketing people at Pepsi. That was genius. I thought it was.
Are they going to get sued? That's you think that they Coke?
Well, no, but you can't trademark a polar bear.
I don't know.
No. I think
that was an excellent idea, though.
Let's see here. Expedia, Going Places with Ken. I don't even remember that one.
No.
And this is one that you talked about earlier, but it was Relax Your Tight End with George Kittle, Rob Gronkowski, and Tony Gonzalez. What was that one about?
That was about colon cancer screening or something like that. About how you didn't need colonoscopies, but it was about, and it was one of those that kind of progressed. You had to figure out what was going on, and it had NFL tight ends in the ad. And then when they talked about basically everybody can relax your tight end now because you don't need a colonoscopy. You're like, okay.
I would imagine the punchline was Gronkowski, I would imagine. Yes. Okay, I can see where that would be good. Let's see here. Tree Hut, Uncontain Yourself. I don't remember that one.
Yeah. Rich is asking, there was at least 2 of the polar bear commercials.
Right. I'm almost at the end of the list. There was Blue Square Alliance Against Hate. You know, any of the commercials that were political in nature, it's like, no, I don't want to watch it. And then let's get to the big one. The one that I think is in so we've got about 6 or 7 that are in the top 10. Okay, the Budweiser commercial with the Clydesdale and the Eagle.
Okay. Yeah.
That to me, that one actually did pull at the heartstring. Because you see that poor little eaglet.
You're like,
sitting in the rain.
This is so cute. Yeah.
Yeah. And then at the end you see what looks to be a Pegasus, and it turns out to be that. So just again, genius.
Perfect from beginning to end.
Yeah. Okay, so what other commercials that you have that I do not?
The Lay's. There was a Lay's commercial about an old man who was a potato farmer. And he was it looked like he was done potato farming or whatever. And his daughter said, well, no, let's do this one last time. And so they went out to do whatever. And then it was kind of, like the Budweiser one. It showed little snippets, assumingly of her as a little girl helping him and all this. And then ends up walking into a barn with a big celebration for his retirement and stuff. It just kind of cool.
I read something on that, and there was a gentleman by the name of Lewis Kittle, I think is his name. And that commercial was based off of his true life. He was a Lay's potato chip potato farmer, and he retired. And I guess, so that was based on him.
Well, that's cool.
So it was kind of a true story, yeah.
That's cool.
And yeah, what Rich is saying, Budweiser usually does great commercials. It's too bad that they don't make beer as good as they do their commercials. You know,
It doesn't make you want to.
no, I get a headache. We talked about this on our beer show. I can't drink it. So any other commercials that I did not list?
Yeah.
that you have?
The Levi's one.
Never saw it.
Not see that? It showed butts in jeans that were famous enough that you could tell who they were. So like George Michael with his and then the what's his name? Bruce Springsteen with the red bandana coming out of his. But it was a lot of them, you know. With
what about the women? The women.
Oh, there was women.
Okay.
Too. Those are just the two that stood out for me. And then something about, you know,
Levi's. Yeah, but the problem is with Levi's now. You know, I remember you could buy Levi's for $20. You can't touch Levi's.
Well, you can buy gas for 50 cents a gallon too.
No, well, I wasn't there for that. I'm not that old. So what else? What else did I miss?
Well, there's a lot of stuff that. Hail Mary, the movie.
Well, yeah,
that's just exciting because of the movie.
And for anybody who has not read the book Hail Mary, do that before the movie comes out on March 20th, because I want everybody's opinion. Because if they follow the book, which so far it looks as if the previews are following the book, it is going to be outstanding. I still am not totally convinced that Ryan Gosling is the best actor to play Dr. Ryland Grace, but I'm willing to give it a chance.
Okay, so here's one that people might have thought was boring. I thought it was brilliant because it was a Backstreet Boys song, but you wondered what was going on because it was just the words on the screen like it was karaoke through almost the whole ad. And then at the very end, it just said Coinbase. But it was a good song. It showed the words to get you kind of bopping your head, singing along, paying attention, and then boom, it's like
I'll have to look that one up. And to answer Eric, have you seen Night of the Seven Kingdoms? Tell me if I'm wrong, Eric, but Eric, that is the Game of Thrones HBO show that just came out. Is that correct? If it is, no, I have not seen it because I don't have HBO.
There was a couple that I'm just like, what the hell is all this about? Mike Tyson did an ad saying that we need less processed foods.
Oh yeah, he was on a morning show talking about that. You know,
but again, first of all, you're doing it with people eating chips and wings and all this stuff. Wrong time. But then also, what do you want anybody to do? I mean, I guess you could go buy vegetables instead of your potato chips, but it just seemed kind of like a weird thing. And then there's a Pokemon movie coming out.
No, I did not.
So there's an ad for Pokemon, and I just put ? Who gives a shit?
I love that. You know what? That would be right there. That would be a marketing genius. Go through this ad that is totally boring and then have a black screen and have it fade in. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
That would be.
Oh, there was the Boys and Girls Club ad that has NFL players singing some song. Again, terrible singing. People just want the ad to be over. Poor decision. Yeah. Oh yeah, I put the Neil Diamond Mayonnaise song is only good because of the song. Otherwise,
right.
Yeah. Okay.
What else? Is that it?
Yeah, I mean, there's. Yeah, I mean, most of the stuff is just kind of meh. There's a lot of meh stuff. Yeah.
Well, let me ask. I know this doesn't have to do with the commercials, but I wanted to ask Eric. So you're loving the Game of Thrones thing so far. It takes place in Westeros, but how many years before Game of Thrones? I've heard it's 1,000 years before the actual Game of Thrones. Tell me if I'm right or wrong on that. And when you type that in, we'll go. Okay, so we've got. Do you feel we have the top 6 or 7 commercials that we need to see? Which is the best? So I'll just recap them. So we've got All Brand cereal with William Shatner. We've got the Budweiser commercial with the eagle. We've got else do we got?
Well, you got the Dunkin' Donuts.
The Dunkin' Donuts, the Jurassic Park.
The Jurassic Park.
Let me see if there's any ones.
Well, I don't think anything can compete with those. Really.
Let me see if I miss one. The Coca-Cola Pepsi commercial. And then the only other one that really stood out for me was the Grubhub with Matthew McConaughey. And that was a period of commercials.
There's a Is More Better. I don't remember Is More Better.
What product, Stephen, what product was it promoting? Do you remember? So when we name these off, what I'd like to see the Barflies do is go in order. So you only have to type once. I'll put the commercials in order and you say 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 for whatever commercial that it is. And then Dave and I'll talk about it. So the first commercial.
We'll if you're right or not.
What's that?
We'll tell them if they're right or not.
Okay. So the first commercial, and we'll reserve R to the end. So the first commercial that you can, and I'm going to list all of the commercials and just type, 5, 4, 3, whatever the case may be. Because you want them to all be different. So that way we know which ones you thought were the best. So the first one that you're going to be voting on is Budweiser with the Clydesdale and the Eagle. The second commercial will be the William Shatner All Brand. The third commercial would be the Coca-Cola Polar Bear. The fourth commercial would be the Jurassic Park. And then the fifth one would be Hungry for the Truth. Did I miss one?
What Hungry for the Truth?
That was the one with McConaughey and Bradley Cooper. Those were funny. There's a period.
Donuts. You keep forgetting the Dunkin' Donuts.
The Dunkin' Donuts, yes. So that's 6. So there's 6 total. So go 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go.
Well, they're all sitting at home going, what?
Yeah. No, they haven't had that much to drink. We've only been here about an hour, so they haven't had that much to drink yet.
Or just type out what your favorite is.
Yeah, just type out what your number one favorite is. That way we'll make it easy. Okay, while they're doing that, what was your absolute? We're going to rate more than they are. What was your number one?
Budweiser.
Okay, number 2.
It'd be the Dunkin' Donuts.
Okay, number 3.
Jurassic Park.
Okay, number 4.
I can't end there.
Yeah, I mentioned 6.
I know you did, but I'm not. Well, then number 4 would be the Lay's one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, for me, the William Shatner one. Where would you rate that one?
I didn't watch it, and I don't. I think you're overrating that one just because of William Shatner.
Well, I would agree. Okay, so for me, the Budweiser commercial, number 1, hands down. Number 2 would have been the Dunkin' Donuts commercial. Number 3 would have been Jurassic Park. Number 4 would have been William Shatner. Number 5 would have been the Coca-Cola Pepsi Polar Bear. And then number 6 would be the Matthew McConaughey, Bradley Cooper. Those are mine.
So I think I would argue that somewhat that were cute. The highest ranking one should give you a visceral reaction. Like either the whole way through it's tugging at your heartstrings, or you're like, this is awesome, this is awesome. Like Jurassic Park all the way through is this is awesome, right?
So is Budweiser.
All the way through is tugging at your heartstrings. Or at the very end, you're just like you get it. Like that stupid manscaping thing. The reaction at the end is pretty strong.
Well, and that's from a marketing standpoint, the Manscaped one probably sticks in people's brains the most, which is what they want to do, but it was disturbing on a whole different level, in my opinion.
All right. So we got you and me, Bud the best. And that's awesome. But, and it's interesting because, I was saying it, some of these are just terrible. But there's a whole room full of people, millions of dollars that were poured into commercial that we're just sitting here going, what the hell was that?
Right.
Why can Bud then every year just do great stuff?
Well, because they have a formula, and the formula is the same. It's the Clydesdales, which everybody loves. It is some other character within that commercial that will tug at you one way or the other. Because remember the one Super Bowl commercial where it was the frogs? What's up? And they would burn, that was a great commercial. And what happens with Budweiser, like I said, I wish they would put their R&D into their beer, but you're going to think about the Clydesdale and the Eagle for months. It's just going to stick with you.
Well, and they've got the taking care of the underdog or whatever, pulling it because they had the little, wasn't some year there was something about
the dog.
Oh, a dog and a horse on opposite sides of the fence or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because that baby Clydesdale wanted to be with the big team, and and plus they humanize the Clydesdales.
Yeah.
They do it right. I mean, they really do.
And then they don't pound it in your head too much, because you could argue that the eagle on the back looking like a Pegasus was like a little over the top, a little campy, but it only lasted for a couple of seconds, and then the commercial moved on.
Right. Well, and the reason why I didn't rate the Jurassic Park higher is because that played 100% to our generation. 100%, because we saw the original. Those people that saw the original back when it was in the theaters was us. And so when they showed them de-aged and in Jurassic Park, and when he said, Mr. Hammond, I want to tell you that I am going to support, now there's another commercial that's out there that Xfinity is teasing, saying Jurassic Park, the experience, coming later in February. So I don't know what it is. And it could just be a high-speed internet thing. Who knows?
Well, and you're right, because younger generations that haven't seen that we've been watching it going, what the hell is this?
But they probably love the Mandalorian commercial.
True. We just found out recently that our youngest and her boyfriend have never seen Jurassic Park, the original.
Oh, you're kidding.
He has seen one of the awful offshoots of the thing.
Right.
So at some point we're going to demand a movie night where they sit down and watch.
Oh yeah, because
with it cranked up.
None of the Jurassic Parks except the original are worth a hill of beans, in my opinion.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see. We talked. I mentioned it would have been cool if we have like a production person behind the scenes and we could show little clips of these things.
Right.
Maybe a year from now, for the 4th annual Drinks and Days Super Bowl commercial recap, we'll be there.
Well, and I know that we can put videos in the thing. So we just need to start production earlier than saying, hey, Dave, it's Sunday. What are we going to do on Tuesday?
Yeah. Boy, I tell you, I was hopeful because, I said to you, let me just see if AI can produce a PowerPoint like we do for our drink stuff, where it would have screenshots that would remind us. So I just put in, make a PowerPoint presentation of the top 20 Super Bowl commercials. Mm-hmm. And you could see it doing search, gathering information, creating PowerPoint. Stupid me. It was the top 20 overall, not just for this year. So I had to do that. And then I did with screenshots from each one. It couldn't do that part, but watching it work through the process that it's going and doing a thing and then saying, I'm using this as the guide for what the top 20 are. Mm-hmm. Let me know if you want to use different criteria. I'm like, holy crap.
Well, and Eric brought up a real good point. That's like someone only seeing the Star Wars sequels and never watching the original.
Oh, please tell me that doesn't happen.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure it does.
Somebody started with Jar Jar Binks and thought they should keep
watching.
Well,
that's like people have not seen the original Alien. The original Alien. They've seen the offshoots and they've seen this, and they don't realize that there's a whole canon that you need to watch. Same with Star Trek. Now, let's finish up with this, and I don't know if you've seen it yet, but for the Star Trek fans, and I'm really interested to see what Eric's going to say. I personally, and Sharon personally, love Starfleet Academy.
Yeah, haven't seen it.
It's really good. And the only reason, and it'll be interesting to see what Eric says, it takes place 1,000 years after the original series. So there's been all kinds of changes and stuff like that. But Holly Hunter is the main character.
Well, wait, 1,000 years. Shouldn't they not be having to fly around in spaceships anymore? Shouldn't that be antiquated transportation?
No, because there was a thing called the Big Burn, and it went through the entire galaxy and tore everything up. So Starfleet didn't exist for a couple of hundred years. I think 134 years. So it's like rebooting everything. So this show is a college, it's the Starfleet Academy, the first academy since the burn. I think it's fantastic. And what I love about it is it pisses off all the OG guys, because Holly Hunter plays the Commodore and the captain and the chancellor of the college, and she sits in her ship and she takes her shoes off and she puts her feet up barefoot in the captain's chair. And I had a feeling he was going to say this. Think about it, Eric, as 1,000 years after. It's not canon. It's not supposed to be canon.
So anything without Jean-Luc Picard, what's the point? That's all I have to say.
Well, it's like 900 years after him. So
we can't clone people by then?
Well, it's funny you mentioned that, because that's being discussed for the next movie version.
Okay.
Well, and I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking, Eric. I know you're thinking a little bit of woke stuff going on, but the Klingon is not gay. If you go back into canon, the Klingons used to wear that skirt type thing. So just remember that. Anyways, I'm sure that's a conversation that Eric and I are going to have off post. So I think since next week, from Saturday through Tuesday, are what I consider Valentine's events.
Okay, wait, I want to make sure Tig hears this.
Oh, she knows already.
Because she better be expecting then a 4-day long celebration of your love.
Well, of course.
Indian food.
I love this. You know that I'm thinking that every character is so stupid, the Borg even wouldn't assimilate him. You have to be a Star Trek person to get that reference. But anyhow, Eric, you and I will talk. No,
so
because
no show next Tuesday.
No show next Tuesday,
and then up in your celebration of love.
Right, and that'll give me a chance to talk to that special guest that you and I had discussed. And the reason being is I'm taking my wife out to a restaurant it's one of our favorite restaurants. It's called El Corral, and they specialize in prime rib. So
for 4 days?
No.
Okay,
no, we're going to do other things.
We're going to need a report back on all the activities.
You know what? I will sit back and let Tig Lily give you a complete report. In fact, maybe if we're lucky, we can get her to be on the show, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think the chances of having Tig Lily on the show are about the same as having Pantea on the show. 0. I mean, they would do it. They would do it audibly, but they wouldn't do it visually.
All right. Yeah.
So resistance is not necessary. Look, guys, we have standards. Think about it this way, Eric. If you were in Starfleet Academy and you were a college kid, that's what Starfleet Academy is about.
All right, you nerds.
So, yeah. Anyways, yeah, we're nerds. We could talk about it. That's what we need to do. We need to have Eric on and do a comic book movie type show.
Oh boy, we don't even have to be here. We just say, tell us what you think about the new Marvel movies, and then we can walk away. And he'll go on for an hour.
That's true. That's very true. So I think we did it, Dave. I think our 3rd annual show was very good. The commercials were lacking this year, I think, overall. I mean, there were some good ones. There were some great ones. But...
makes the good ones stand out more. And I think maybe next year it'll just be like, how'd you like the Bud Light commercial?
Exactly. But next year we're going to do a little bit more, see if we can get some video clips. That way the people in the Barfly section can actually see the commercials with us. And those of us that are old, like you and me, we can remember what the hell the commercials were about.
All right.
So anyhow, so no show next week, forks, no forks next week. Dave's going to throw this up on.
Really.
That's right. Dave's going to throw this up on the screen. If you have any ideas for shows, although PB did suggest, we did get a suggestion that we talk about food because we didn't really talk about food. Well, you know what? Let's finish it that way. What did you guys eat during the Super Bowl?
We didn't do it up too big this time. We had the veggie plate and the chips. And then what did I do? Oh, we got microwaved the little tiny hot dogs in
the pigs in a blanket type thing.
Yeah.
I don't remember what we did. I literally don't. I don't know if we had anything that we ate.
The problem is we've always started with cheese tray, veggies, chips, tortilla chips, and when we have hot foods ready to go and everybody's full. And we're like, okay, we're not going to make any.
Let me ask Tig Lily. Tig Lily, did we have anything for the show, for the Super Bowl? I don't think we did. Just yell it out. So I think we may have done some cheese and crackers. I don't remember. We were going to do wings, but something didn't happen.
Look at that.
Wow. Okay, next year the party's at Rich's house. So anyways, folks, thank you so much. So once again, we will not be having a show next week as I spoil my wife crazily for Valentine's Day. And the only reason I'm doing that is because I forgot what day it was on. And actually, I will share one quick story about Valentine's Day. Now, we had been dating for a short period of time, and we decided that we were going to make Rice Krispie treats. Rice Krispie treats, that was going to be our every year Valentine's thing. So we went to a local grocery store. We got all of the stuff for it. And what's that? Oh, we ate early. That's why we didn't do anything. So we went and got all the stuff for the Rice Krispie treats. And I cannot tell you, and this was like 37 years ago, something like that. And we went, and in fact, to this day, we're still arguing which side of the street that the grocery store was on. But we got into a fairly heated debate over something. I cannot remember what it is. And we left all of the stuff that we had purchased in the cart in the parking lot and left. So needless to say, that has been the ongoing joke after all these years is that when I say, hey, let's make Rice Krispie treats. It's like, no. And I'm sure it was my fault. I'm sure. Listen, that's what I'm telling everybody. That's what I'm saying to everybody. So she doesn't hear it. Anyways, folks, thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you in 2 weeks, and we'll put out a notice on what the show is going to be about. Try to do it at least a couple of days before. So
that's crazy.
What do you think? Well, thank you everybody for joining us. We hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully your commercial won something. We're not giving away anything, but what the heck? Say goodnight, Dave.
Good night, Dave.
We'll see you folks later.